Prime Minister Hassan Diab has described the blast as a national catastrophe. The president of the International Rescue Committee, David Miliband, says the country is already struggling with a health and economic crisis.
The situation in Lebanon exemplifies what's going on in fragile states around the world. They've got weak health infrastructure. They're hosting large numbers of refugees in highly dense circumstances, densely packed circumstances, so the conditions are ripe for COVID to spread. They can't afford a lockdown, and there isn't proper international support for things like testing, so that testing rates are abysmally low.
Unite Prospects and other unions and charities are calling for a Conservative MP accused of rape to be suspended from Parliament. The as-yet unnamed MP was arrested on Saturday and has since been bailed. The Conservative Party has responded by saying it takes any allegation incredibly seriously. Pizza Express has become the latest in a string of high street businesses to announce plans to close premises and lay off staff because of the impact of the pandemic. The chain says almost 70 of its restaurants will have to close. Currys PC World is also cutting 800 store manager posts. EasyJet, though, is expanding its schedule as demand for flights has exceeded its expectations. The airline will operate at 40% of normal capacity until September, rather than the 30% it predicted in June. It said 84% of seats were filled last month, with many UK holidaymakers seeking to fly to Greece, Turkey and Croatia. Football and Fulham have been promoted to the Premier League a season after they were relegated after beating Brentford 2-1 in the Championship playoff final. The Fulham manager, Scott Parker, said it was a huge achievement.
It's massive for the club, of course it is. We need to learn from our previous mistakes. They were clearly there, and big challenge next year, massive task for us, but I'll enjoy tonight and then start worrying again.
In cricket, Ireland beat England by 7 wickets with a ball to spare in the third and final one-day international. England had already won the series and set the Irish a total of 329 to win the match. Centuries from Paul Stirling and Andrew Balbani were instrumental in helping Ireland secure victory in the final over. BBC News at 3 minutes past 1.
Extra. International Test cricket continues. Full force edge, kind. After tests against West Indies and one days against Ireland, England are ready to take on Pakistan in 3 test matches. That is broad 500 cricket in Test cricket. And you can hear every ball, every wicket and every boundary with the Test match special team. England versus Pakistan. The first test live from Old Trafford starts this morning from 10:25 on 5 Live Sports Extra. This is BBC 5 Live. Call free 0805 909 693. Text 85058. Text will be charged at your standard message rate. Plus, see our privacy notice. bbc.co.uk/5 Live.
Across the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live with Adebayo.
Your night watchman, and good morning. 08085 909 693 is the number to call if you'd like to join in the conversation that the entire country seems to be engaged in here overnight on BBC Radio 5 Live across local radio in England, BBC Radio Scotland, BBC Radio Wales, BBC Radio Ulster. Amongst the other topics I'm going to be talking about this morning is, look, we're being told that we might have to live with this virus long term. We'll come back to that in a moment, but I want to know about the new normal for you. How has your life changed substantially over the last 4 or 5 months? How has your life changed? Talk to me about that. 08085 909 693. We're also talking about the ageing process tonight, because the actor Julia Bradbury, speaking to Hello Magazine, says as far as ageing is concerned, you look at yourself in the mirror and think, well, you fill in the rest. ... Yeah? You fill in the rest. She says, oh, okay, that's never going to be the same again. That's what she thinks when she looks in the mirror. What do you think? 08085 909 693. Do share your conversation. Every call tells a story. When does the ageing process actually begin? Can anybody tell me that? I imagine it's different for different folks, but look at me. I am not 60 years old. I don't care what you say. I'm 17. And you can hear that, can't you? So the aging process hasn't begun with me. You tell me, well, when did it begin for you? What should I look out for? How will I know when it actually begins now? 08085 909 693. Lots to talk about. I did want to talk to you about the United States. Yeah, if you're so-minded, if you have a love for the United States, then do tell me about that love. Why do so many of us want to go and live in the United States? Not me saying that, but you probably have had that some in your life, whether through Hollywood. You know, it's done a lot for the United States, hasn't it? Everyone wants to live in the United States. When you look at, let's take something like Greece, you think, it's an endless summer of fun. Okay, you might have one or two bad boys and gangsters along the way, don't get me wrong, but we love the United States. Why? Why? What's so great about the United States? 08085 909 693. That's one of the topics I want to talk to you about today, and I want to talk about lost and found. Do you remember the old days? I mean, the first most of us, certainly my generation, 17 years old, as I said, the first most of us ever knew about lost and found was when Paddington was lost and found in Paddington Station. Do you know what I mean? And then I was one of those who went along, lucky enough to be living in London at that time, to be able to go to Paddington Station to see what it was like. Right, okay, that's the lost and found department. That's probably where Paddington was. Imagine losing something and finding it again many years later. That's what I want you to think about tonight. Is there anything that you've lost and you found long after? And was it the same? Did you feel the same about it and that kind of thing? Lots to talk about. Don't waste time tonight, I ain't holding back. Not tonight. 08085 909 693. We'll keep you across any information that's coming in after that explosion in Lebanon yesterday as well. Obviously, it's an ongoing story. We'll keep you across that during our news bulletins. If there's any development, we're not losing sight of that. This is a phone-in, but it's also a news program, as you know. Now, talking of news, there is no silver bullet when it comes to the coronavirus, and there might never be. Those are the words of the World Health Organization, the WHO's boss, talking this week. His comments came as confirmed cases topped 18 million globally for a virus that he is saying there may never be a silver bullet in terms of a cure to it. The death toll is approaching 700,000 across the world. And the mind boggles. Now, clearly, if the head of the WHO is saying there may never be a solution to this, there may never be a complete, I suppose, victory in the fight against coronavirus, then we have to start getting used to it being with us for some time to come, if not forever. And that will, of course, have its own permutations in terms of normality. What we called normal before is changing. If not, it's already changed. I'm asking you, are you used to this coronavirus being the new normal? Are you prepared? And how do you prepare? How do you prepare for living with this virus long term? How has your life changed? All our lives have changed. Every call tells a story. Remember that. All our lives have changed. I want to know how your life has changed. What's your story? 08085 909 693. What's your new normal? And do you think this country, and when I say this country, I mean us, yeah? I don't mean the rocks that we stand on, the sceptred isle that we stand on. I don't mean the government. I mean us, you and I. Do you think this country can cope with living with this virus long term? You know the number, 08085 909 693. You can text on 85058. Would love to hear from you by text, or email me directly on Dotun, D-O-T-U-N. I'm always going to spell it out. I know a lot of you know it, which is great. But sometimes you can't assume that everybody knows it. So it's D-O-T-U-N @bbc.co.uk. I don't want anybody left out of this conversation. It's too important for somebody not to know how to email me. Yeah? So bear with me when I repeat the number as well. Because I want to talk about that and this other conversation. Look, there isn't a single one of us, not a single one of us, who is at some point or other having to face the reality that things, and that is spelled with an F, F-I-N-G-S, yeah. I did get my level, but thank you for asking. Things ain't what W-O-T, we'll go for T-H-E-Y on that, although we could go for D-E-Y. Things ain't what they used to be. Every time you look in the mirror, that's not a crow's foot, actually. That's a whole spider's web right there, if you don't mind me saying so. I'm not talking about me, because I'm only 17. So the aging process, I don't know about. You tell me. Have you embraced the aging process? Clearly, I haven't. What do you see when you look in the mirror, then? What do you think about as you see your body change? And no doubt, your mind is changing all the time as well. The TV presenter, Julia Bradbury. What was she in? What was Julia Bradbury in? Oh, gosh, tip of my tongue. I can never remember TV programs, of course. Anyway, Julia Bradbury, TV presenter, speaking to Hello Magazine, says, as far as aging is concerned, you look at yourself in the mirror and think, oh, okay, that's never going to be the same again. Not necessarily a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? You like a fine wine. Surely we just age gracefully, don't we? We wear it well, as Rod Stewart might have said. Have you come to terms with the fact that your body is never going to be the same again? Well, you like me, do you look in the mirror and you see the body of an Adonis, even though it's clearly the body of a middle-aged man with a paunch? No, that's not my body. I'm only 17 years old. I'm just saying, are you like me, that sometimes your mind plays tricks on you and you decide, well, no, actually, it's not too bad? Have you come to terms with the fact that your body's never going to be the same again, or not? And have you embraced the changes in your body as you grow older? It would be great to hear how you do that, because it has an impact on what you wear, how you wear it, who you see, who you associate with. You can't sort of like try and pretend that you're a teenager forever. You go to the clubs, you go to the nightclub and see if they don't say, look, Grandad, I think the bingo hall's next door. That's what you're going to get. No word of a lie. It's never happened to me. And if it has, I don't remember it. 08085 909 693. Are you comfortable in your own skin? I suppose that's the question, isn't it? Are you comfortable in your own skin? Whether your skin's taut and clear or a bit saggy and wrinkled. There's nothing wrong with wrinkles, is there? Is there anybody who can come and tell me there's anything wrong with wrinkles? Obviously, I haven't got any, but I'm saying you who have them, tell me. 08085 909 693. What do you see when you look in the mirror? Give me a call. I want to talk to you about that. Okay, I also want to talk to you about another couple of subjects. I'm going to tell you what the subjects are very quickly. We can expand on them a little bit more as we conclude this conversation this evening. It's going to be a fascinating one, because tonight, and this is about the USA, I want to hear from you about this.
From the coast of California to the shores of the Delaware Bay. Such a life I did till I got back in the USA. America.
As the Godfather say, so we say, living in America, and of course, everything fine in America from West Side Story. Before that, one of my favourites, Chuck Berry, back in the USA. Did I miss the skyscrapers? Did I miss the long freeways? You can bet, and I love the line where he says, with hamburgers sizzling on an open grill all day. That's my favourite line of all. That was enough to get me on a plane to go to America, almost. And up top, of course, the boss, Bruce Springsteen, yeah? Born in the USA, somewhat ironically, but what is it about the USA that we love? Would you really like to go and live in the USA? And if so, you're not alone, because America is the top #1 expat destination for Brits looking to move abroad, according to a new study. So what's the draw? You tell me. 08085 909 693. I don't mind if the draw was an attractive person or otherwise. Perhaps you're living there already. I know a lot of you living stateside, Brits living stateside. You love it so much. Tell me why. Email Dotun, D-O-T-U-N, at bbc.co.uk. If you can't get through directly, if you're overseas, just email Dotun, D-O-T-U-N, at bbc.co.uk, and we'll call you back. Make sure you stick your phone number in there. We'll call you back and get you online. And just one more thing, if you don't mind, let me just throw this in. I know a lot of you are calling already. Bear with me. Please don't hang up. We'll get to every call tonight. That's right. But this is a story that I have to share with you. Hundreds of amateur detectives on social media managed to reunite an elderly widow with her long-lost wedding ring. How did they do that? It had been stolen several years earlier. The gold band with the inscription Norman and Alice was discovered in a plant pot in a garden in Edinburgh. After scouring Scotland's national records, people managed to track down the couple's daughter, who told her mum, 85-year-old Alice Thompson. Alice, as you can imagine, was overjoyed.
Never dreamt that after all those years, someone would recover it. I'm so grateful that so many people have taken such a lot of trouble to trace me. It's quite incredible. It brings back so many memories, doesn't it? My husband died in the end of 2013. It's just unbelievable.
Don't you just love this country? Did you not love this country, that people went to all that trouble to try and reunite her with that memory? Isn't that incredible? Are we not a great nation? But we are also a great nation of lost and founds, yeah? Hundreds of people in Scotland were involved in this attempt to find the ring's rightful owner. It was a woman called Jane Bloomfield who eventually managed to locate Alice's daughter, Morag, via Instagram. And Jane revealed that she was understandably nervous about getting in touch.
I felt maybe it was a bit intrusive, but she was really pleased to hear that the ring had been found because it was something that had been stolen in a burglary. I'm not quite sure what made me dig so much, but once I started, I kind of wanted to keep going, and it was a really lovely feeling to know that I'd managed to find Norman and Alice's daughter and be able to put her in touch with the ring.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised.